For sports enthusiasts, FTX was suddenly omnipresent. Mercedes-Benz Formula One race cars were spotted with the FTX emblem. Still, one question remains. Is Mercedes F1 still working with the FTX? And if not, what is the next course of action? The Mercedes Formula One team announced on Friday that it had ended its relationship with the troubled cryptocurrency exchange FTX ahead of the season's penultimate race in Brazil. Here's what we know so far. To begin, let's look at an overview of the subject. FTX, one of the world's largest cryptocurrency exchanges, is scrambling to raise billions of dollars to avoid bankruptcy, while regulators have intervened. Mercedes struck a sponsorship agreement with FTX in September 2021 while they were winners. We have suspended our cooperation arrangement with FTX as a first move, a club spokesman stated. As of this weekend, the corporation will no longer appear on our race car or other branded assets. We will keep a careful eye on the situation as it develops. The season concludes on November 20 in Abu Dhabi. Mercedes has yet to win a race this season, despite the presence of seven-time world champion Lewis Hamilton and fellow Briton George Russell. Moving on, what appears to be the next step after the suspension of the Mercedes F1 team's cooperation with FTX. The FTX logo was seen on Mercedes-Benz Formula One race vehicles. The future of these and many other sponsorship relationships with the defunct crypto exchange is now in doubt, with hundreds of millions of dollars at stake. This week, what amounted to a run on deposits led FTX into bankruptcy on Friday, with the exchange owing clients billions of dollars. FTX did not reply to calls for comment. Since its inception in 2019, FTX, led by Sam Bankman-Fried, a 30-year-old entrepreneur, philanthropist, and political donor, has been on a tear, establishing prominent sports collaborations. Last year, FTX paid $135 million for the naming rights to the Miami Heat's arena. It has spent lavishly in recent years on relationships with prominent athletes such as Tom Brady, Naomi Osaka, Steph Curry, and Shohei Ohtani, as well as a non-fungible token and crypto partnerships with organizations such as the Golden State Warriors and the Washington Capitals. The Mercedes-AMG Petronas Formula One team has appointed FTX as its Bitcoin exchange partner. TSM, a professional esports team, agreed to be paid $210 million by FTX over 10 years to alter its name to TSM FTX. This year, the exchange spent millions on a Super Bowl ad starring Larry David. According to Marty Conway, an adjunct professor of sports management at Georgetown University, teams and organizations that worked with FTX may seek restitution through a lawsuit and seek a replacement sponsor. Following that, more specifics on Mercedes F1 cooperation suspension. Natalia Jaramillo, a spokesperson for the mayor's office in Miami-Dade County, described the FTX Miami arrangement as an evolving issue in an email Thursday. Should FTX be unable to meet their financial responsibilities under the name rights arrangement, she continued, the county will pursue all legal actions. The Heat's representative, Cassandra Behar, declined to comment. MLB and the Bitcoin exchange announced a long-term global relationship in June 2021. The deal included swag. The umpires would wear patches with the FTX emblem. The exchange's smaller U.S. subsidiary, the failure of FTX sent shivers across the crypto sector, which has spent billions of dollars on sports marketing in recent years. Binance has a relationship with soccer great Cristiano Ronaldo. Crypto.com was given the names of a Los Angeles arena and a Formula One race. According to John Fortunato, a communications professor at Fordham University, stadium rights are appealing marketing tools for corporations and new product categories such as cryptocurrency. It's an amazing platform for exposure, he remarked. He added that if deals fall through, stadiums can usually find other sponsors. In times of crisis, naming agreements that occasionally fallen apart, I think this is probably the third wave of corporate naming resets, Conway said, noting the dot-com bubble crash in 2000 and the 2008 recession as the first and second waves. In 2002, the management of the Houston Astros agreed to buy back naming rights from Enron, the disgraced energy firm. Minute Maid Park was built on the site of Enron Field. Next up, letting Perez through would have cost Max nothing. Perez had led Verstappen through. Understanding that if Verstappen did not move further and pass Alonso or a Ferrari, he would be permitted through again. This did not happen, so Max was told to let Sergio pass before the checkered flag, so that he might help Leclerc in his battle for second place in the Drivers' Championship. Sergio was able to overtake Max. He declined the offer for whatever reason that seemed to have been discussed earlier in the chat. This relates to antics that occurred during qualifying in Monaco years ago. Max will also remember Sergio holding up Lewis the year before in Abu Dhabi, which was a significant reason for Lewis not being able to pit for fresh tires under the safety car, and how he fought Lewis so hard in Baku, among other examples that helped Max secure the 2021 title. This is the competitive world of Formula One, not a popularity contest. It would help if you still had friends and respect, and giving Sergio a sixth-place finish when the championship is already in Max's possession would have cost him nothing. It's the second boomerang to come back to haunt Max and give him a hefty whack in as many races. Moving on, Russell on Merc learning process. Wolf, they are both alphas. Russell, who also won the sprint at Interlagos on Saturday, believes he still has much potential to grow. The former F2 champion claims he spent the early stages of the 2022 season adjusting to the relative enormity of Mercedes' organization. In some respects, I felt like a bit of a rookie this year because the level at which this team runs is one that I've never experienced before, and I'm talking about stuff that I'd never even heard of in F1 before, Russell said. It took me some time to learn and comprehend how to get the most out of the crew and the car. The capability and potential within this team are enormous, and learning to use all of the resources at our disposal to bring more performance is a lot more than I've ever been used to, and it took me a little while to wrap my head around that. Mercedes team principal Toto Wolff insisted after his team's 1-2 finish in Sao Paulo that he prefers having two competitive drivers competing for victories over having a puppy in the team. They're both alpha drivers, which is fantastic, Wolff added. We don't want a puppy in the car. We do our best. Following that, Button, Mercedes teammates very respectful. Former F1 winner Jenson Button believes Russell and Hamilton are excellent partnerships at Mercedes because of their mutual respect. Lewis doesn't want George to beat him because Lewis wants to win every race as a racing driver, Button said on Any Driven Monday. However, if George had joined the team 5 years ago, we would have seen a different Lewis Hamilton in terms of his thoughts on his teammate and his idea. In terms of racing, Lewis is such a well-rounded character now. He's had so much success in the sport, and while he won't be racing for a long time, he's probably thinking to himself, this guy is practically as good as it gets for people in their 20s right now. I'm in my late 30s and still able to battle or beat him. Finally, Hamilton congratulates Russell on wonderful win. Hamilton, who is on track to finish an F1 season without a win for the first time in his career, enjoyed a considerably more action-packed race than Russell as he bounced back from an early crash with Max Verstappen. Russell, on the other hand, finished in second place. At the restart after the safety car period, that was sparked by an incident on the first lap. Hamilton was fighting to protect his second place from Verstappen when the two collided, entering the second corner. This caused the safety car period to be extended for one additional lap. The race stewards concluded that Verstappen was at fault for the incident, and they decided to penalize the world champion with a time penalty of 5 seconds for his actions. After falling as low as 8th, Hamilton fought his way back into the mix just in time for the race's second caution, which gave him renewed confidence that he could win. Hamilton's comments after George's victory was, "Huge congratulations to George. This is a wonderful win for him. A day that went a little more smoothly for him than it did for me, but I'm still thankful that I could come back up there and grab a 1-2 for the team. He had a fantastic performance in the qualifying race the day before, so he deserves it." What are your thoughts on our video? And what about the Mercedes partnership? Was it worth it to be suspended? Please let us know in the comments section below. Well, that marks the end of our video for today. We hope you enjoyed it. On your way out, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more content like this in the future. Thanks for watching.